then, welcome to the channel, Lake District and the Central Fells. We're parked just up there at the top of the road that leads down to Stonethwaite, and the intention today is to do Eagle Crag and Sergeant's Crag. So yeah, we're going to go straight up the terraces of Eagle Crag over to Sergeant's Crag, then kind of off-piste back down from Sergeant's Crag back into the valley. So as we go through the first couple of fields, we'll have a quick look at the route. Charlie, this way. So we've now joined up with the track that comes down from Rossthwaite. I find this track a bit tedious, so that's why I've started in Stonethwaite rather than right back up in Rossthwaite. I've been up and down this track many times. So as we come through that gate, you could see our first objective straight in front of us, Eagle Crag. And from down here it doesn't look like there's a way up, so straight up the crags. But there is, it's like a terraced path that winds its way up. First time we did it, that's the way we went up. So hopefully we'll be able to find our way up there again. Now there's going to be an issue, I think, when we get to the top. Wind. The reason we've set off later today is because it was, I think, about 35-40 mile an hour early on. It's supposed to ease off as the day goes on, and about midday it's forecast to be about 20-25. So we've set off later and we're just sauntering along. It's only about 5.5-6 miles, so we've no time issues. And it's quite quiet. I thought there'd be more people around Sunday morning. Decent forecast, apart from the wind. Yeah, there are one or two people on the path, a couple of joggers just past us going that way. Nah, very pleasant. On we go. So that was looking up to our two objectives of the day, Eagle Crag on the left and Sergeant's Crag the right. So we've not got far to go now before we cross over Stonethwaite Beck and onto the path that goes up Langstrath, but we're not on that very long, well, only a few paces, and we turn off left to pick up a faint path through the fields. Then we cross over a couple of walls, and then second wall we turn right and kind of handrail that pretty much all the way up until we come to a stile, and then that's kind of the start of the, well, I call them terraces. I don't know if they are terraces or not. Right, on we go. So we're over Stonethwaite Beck and onto the path that goes up Langstrath, and immediately off it, over that stile, through this bog. Now then, where am I going to go here? Right, over by the fence I think, see if we sink. Oh. And I tell you what, there's plenty of water coming down streams, and we've got to ford. Well, it's not, it only becomes Stonethwaite back there, I can't remember what it's called, Greenup Gill, is it, I think. Yeah, we've got to ford that further up on our return route, so that could be interesting. Right, soon it's going to get steep. So we've arrived at the second wall, so we turn and head off straight up by this. Oh, straight up to there's a little call up here between, is it Brown, how is it called, and Eagle Crag, and there's a stile there. What we might do is stop for coffee and a chew there before we actually start the terraces. And I'm not liking the look of Greenup Gill for trying to get over it later on. I don't know if there is a path runs all the way back along this side or not. I mean, the path that we've just turned off, it did continue vaguely up that way. I know, we'll have to see. I think we'll be all right getting over. Right, upwards. So we've arrived at that stile. Oh, and it's windy up here now. Oh, and that was steep coming up there. And boggy in places. Oh. Right, so we're going to see if we can find somewhere out of this wind for coffee and a chew. So we're up that first little scramble up that gully, and I believe Wainwright says that this rowan tree is the key to finding the route up. Well, I think this rowan tree's seen better days, hasn't it? Right, so we kind of make our way along here, let's say onto these terraces. Right, on we go. So we're almost at the top now. I just thought I'd show you that view of Langstrath. And this bit here, there's only really two. Oh, stay still. There's only really two bits where you need to get hands on. There's that little bit there, and that bit right at the beginning where that dead rowan tree was. Oh, that's our second hill of the day there, and I'm still a bit concerned about getting over Greenup Gill. Right, so we continue up here. So that's Eagle Crag done. I've just dropped down off the summit to get a bit of shelter from this wind. I can't give you a spin round, it's blowing a hoolie up there. But that's looking up to Northern Fells over there, and then back down Borrowdale here. There's High Spy, Maiden Moor over that way, Cat Bells. And you can see Grisdale Pike beyond them. I'll see if I can show you a few more from when we get up to Sergeant's Crag. But this, I think this now is going to be a bog fest. Right, so on we splosh. So we've just dropped down off the summit of Sergeant's Crag, which is just there. So we're going to start making our way off here now and find somewhere for lunch. So our next obstacle is going to be getting across Greenup Gill. Right, so we'll drop down off here and see if we can find somewhere for lunch. So I'll just try and show you some hills before we get down for our lunch. So that's Glaramara, and over towards Allen Crags, and the other side of that is, I think that'd be Great End. I don't think you'll be able to see Scarfell Pike from, I think that's Great End. Then Esk Pike, Bowfell, Crinkle Crags, and you can just see Piker Stickle there, and that's High Raise, Low White Stones, Burkitt that we've done, and Long Crag below that. Well, that style there was a blooming nightmare for Charlie. So this marks where we veer off the main track, or the main path, which goes along this kind of ridge here and up below Long Crag. That's the way we went first time we did these two. We're gonna, I'm not sure if this is pathless or if there is a faint trod. There is something of a trod to follow now anyway at the moment. So yeah, we're gonna head down here to Greenup Gill, and I might wait until we get down there before we have lunch. I don't know. It's quite sheltered here. Might just get down here a bit. I'll shut up twittering anyway. We're going down this way. So we've come to these little tarnlets here, and we've got a nice view. Looking back up to Low White Stones, you can just see High Raise there. We're just going to drop down into this little dip here, and we're going to have our lunch. Well, lunch was very pleasant by them little tarnlets with a view up the valley there. And can you see over there, there's Lining Crag there, and the path goes up the other side. That's coast to coast path, goes up there. I did that 15 years ago, so I don't think we're going to have any problems getting over to streams down here. We join a confluence of two smaller streams, I think, so we should be alright. I think there's a bit of a sheepfold right side at stream we cross there. I think we should be alright. We can always take our shoes and socks off and have a paddle anyway, can't we? Right downwards. Well, I've no sooner turned the camera off, having said I don't think we'll have any issues getting across the streams, and we're going to stay dry, and my right leg disappeared knee deep into a bog, and I went nose first into it as well. So we're wet now anyway, so it doesn't really matter. There's a coach party down there as well on our path. Right, see if we can avoid any more bogs until we get down to the stream. Over here, Charlie. Or maybe not. That's a bit deep there, isn't it? Up there. Come on, fella, over here. So we picked up a faint path just before we got to the stream coming down there. We managed to get over without getting any wetter than we already are anyway. Yeah, not too bad at all. So it's just on this path all the way back to Stonethwaite now. Lovely view down valley, I'll just show you. So that's where we're heading down there, and it's not been bad at all, that route coming down from Sergeant's Crag. I can recommend that. As long as you look where you're putting your feet and you don't go knee deep. I mean, there was nothing there to suggest that I was going to disappear in it all. It was just went. These things happen, don't they? Right, so look, I mentioned the sheepfold. It's just there, look. That sheepfold. Yeah, down we go. Well, this is a delight coming down this path today. I mean, with that view in front of us, right down valley, you can see Stonethwaite down there where we parked, and that's looking over to the High Spine Maiden Moor over there, and that, oh, you can't really see it, but up there was where we went this morning. Right, so we'll continue just ambling down this valley. So we're back at the footbridge where we went this morning, and that behind me is where we went up this morning. Yeah, it's steep going up there. Right, we've only about a mile and a quarter, something like that, so I'm going to sign off. Really enjoying sauntering back along this path down here. It's been good, really enjoyed it. Shame I couldn't give you a spin round for the views on the tops, it was just too windy up there. But I can recommend this, it's been a great route. That route up Eagle Crag, there's only 2 short bits of it where you have to use your hands, and the rest of it, they're like the terraces, just zigzag the way up. It was a bit boggy today though, which I wasn't expecting. No, it's been good, and that route down, although most of it was pathless and I went knee deep in a bog, but there was no issues coming down there. Just short grass, no gradients to contend with or out like that. And getting over the stream with this amount of water in it was easy. So yeah, thoroughly recommend that. And then this path coming down here with these views in front of you. So I know it's been really good. Hope you've enjoyed it as well, and hopefully we'll see you on the next one. Ta-ra!